Hey Trick Class, we're going to solve this triangle from the 9.3 homework set. This is a side-side-side triangle because we know all three sides. We don't know any angles. So when we do this, we want to start off with the law of cosines, and we want to use the largest angle. So the largest angle is going to be the angle opposite the largest side. Don't always go by the picture, go by the side length. So 12 is the largest side length, so angle A is what we're going to be setting up and solving for. So there's what I would set up. Again, it's the side opposite the angle I'm looking for. So I'm looking for angle A, so the side opposite angle A is 12. So 12 squared equals, this is B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine A. Alright, now I'm just going to do some arithmetic to get this cosine A isolated. Alright, make sure when you're doing this math that you understand 80 cannot be subtracted from these two. 80 is being multiplied by something. And remember, multiplication comes first in the order of operations. So you can't subtract 80 from these other numbers because the multiplication need to happen first, and we don't know what the cosine of A is. So we can add these two together, subtract them over, and then divide by the negative 80. That's the process. Alright, so when I combine all that stuff, I get 89 right here, and then I move the 89 over, subtract 89, I get 55 on the left. Divide away the negative 80, I get the negative 55 over 80. That reduces to negative 11/16. You could just as easily put inverse cosine of the negative 55 over 80. But now I'm ready to go to my calculator and approximate this. So there is 133.43 degrees. All right, but now I have an angle and its opposite. So once I have that, I can switch to the sign, right? I can switch to the law of sines. So now I'm going to go to law of sines. And I can pick either one because they're both going to be acute, so law of sines can find either one of them. I typically go with the smallest, but that's just me because I found the obtuse angle. There is an obtuse angle here, and I found it. I don't have to worry about law of sines being ambiguous. So that's why we always start with the largest. If there is an obtuse angle, it's going to be across from the largest side, so we always start with the biggest angle, and then the law of sines doesn't matter. Alright, so there's setting up the law of sines for the angle I'm solving for. Multiply both sides by 5. You get the sine of B is 5/12 the sine of 133.43. So that means that B is the inverse sine of all that. Alright, so B is 17.61 roughly degrees. Alright, and then third, the 180 rule. And that'll find my third and final angle measure. So 180 minus the 133.43. minus 17.61, it's 28.96. Alright, should always be the case that the smallest side length is opposite the smallest angle, the largest side length is opposite the largest angle, and then that medium side length is opposite the medium angle, and that's what we have here. So there is a side version of the law of cosines, finding all the three remaining angles.